Hi, I'm David Barnett. You might recognize me from the recent promotional pop video for the theme from The Apprentice by Dream Themes, where I valiantly stood in for their drummer when he failed to turn up for the video shoot. But as well as being a celebrity stand-in, video star, actor, etc., I'm also a runner. Welcome to this week's episode of David Barnett's Great British Parkrun Journeys. Join me now aboard this 8:39 or 7:39, what time is it? 7:39 Thameslink train southbound for this week's Great British Parkrun Journey. Hi, we're arrived now in Blackfriars, the amazing station that is actually built on a bridge on the Thames. You can see the bridges of London behind us there. Magnificent Millennium Bridge, London Bridge and Tower Bridge. London Bridge and Tower Bridge, of course, often confused by tourists and Americans who buy the wrong one. So here we are, Blackfriars, not the end of our journey today, just a stop off, an interchange while we find our connecting train. Well, I think I've cracked it. We'll now be boarding the 8:12 to Sevenoaks for part 2 of our journey, if I can just catch the door in time. Phew. Hi, I've arrived now at Crofton Park on a beautiful sunny day. Crofton Park, somewhere in South London, the borough of Lewisham, I believe, and this is the stop for this week's parkrun, which is Hilly Fields Parkrun. A mere 15 minutes walk from here, according to Never Reliable City Mapper. Let's see if they've got it right this time. Well, we're making good progress along the Brockley Road, and to my right, we can see Brockley Cemetery. People dying to get in there. So here we are at the bottom of Hilly Fields, and as the name suggests, quite an incline ahead of us. It rises, I believe, 175 feet above sea level at the summit, and is one of the most notoriously tough of the London parkruns. Let's see if it's as tough as Hampstead Heath or Alexandra Palace, both toughies that I've already documented, as you'll no doubt be aware. So, Hilly Fields, well, it very much, the name suggests exactly what it is. It's some hilly fields, but it was also possibly named after Octavia Hill, who was one of those Victorian do-gooders who felt sorry for the plight of the poor of this area and decided to halt the never-ending encroachment of property development right across the metropolis at the end of the 19th century. So I'm David Barnett, talking to you from the finish line at Hilly Fields Parkrun in Hilly Fields Park in Lewisham, or somewhere like that. South London, south of the river, where taxi drivers fear to drive. And you can still see many of the amateur fun runners finishing quite some way behind me there. You'll notice in the far distance many people still struggling up that brutal final hill, one of many hills in the very appropriately named Hilly Fields Parkrun. Nevertheless, a very enjoyable parkrun. The steep inclines and then deep drops made it more challenging and in some ways more enjoyable than some of the flatter courses we've run recently. And as ever, wonderful volunteers, very friendly crowd, and excellent piece of historical insight from the race briefer, who informed us that this deep cutting below here was actually previously a brick field, and the cutting is actually where the navvies cut out the bricks from the London clay there. Fascinating little bit of local history, I think you'll agree. Anyway, I think that's about it for this week's episode of David Barnett's Great British Parkruns. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. We'll see you next time, different place, for another Great British Parkrun journey. Bye bye.